And welcome to Mountain Patriot Homestead. We're in the kitchen. I've got my apron on, so let's get cooking. Today we're doing another recipe from the Holiday Recipe series, and it's a little twist on that sweet potato dish that we bring to our tables on our traditional holidays. But today's is going to be a little different. Yes, we're having sweet potatoes, but we're putting a different topping on them. We're not putting the marshmallows on, and I know for some that is got to be on there. But you might give this a try because it is a little bit different. It is a cranberry pretzel topping. And yes, I know that sounds a little different, but I guarantee you, you're going to like it. This recipe begins with making the topping for those sweet potatoes, and I do have some of the pretzel rods here that it calls for in the recipe, but if you only have regular pretzels, or if you've got pretzel sticks or the butter flavor pretzels, you use whatever you want to use. But I'm going to be using the pretzel rods today, and I have half a cup of butter, which is also 1 stick. You can use salted, unsalted, your preference. I just happen to have the salted was out. And I've got a cup of walnuts. You can use pecans, whatever your favorite nut is. I have chopped walnuts. And I've got 1 cup of packed brown sugar. And we're just going to start putting those together for the topping. Now the instructions say that these are to be chopped, but depending on what size chunks that you want, you can break them, you can chop them, you could put them in a food processor, or if you've got one of these meat tenderizer, or not tenderizer, meat, I don't know what I'm trying to say right now, but one of these utensils that breaks up ground meat in a skillet, you can use one of those. So let's just get these broke up and see what they look like. Alright, again, you could use a food processor if you want, but I didn't particularly just want them in crumbs. And as you can see, they're different size chunks. If you don't like them so big, you can always break them. That's fine. You make them how you prefer. So let's go on to the next ingredient. That is 1 cup of walnuts. Again, you can use pecans, whatever you wish to have. 1 cup of brown sugar. Just that half cup of butter. And a surprise ingredient that's going to be going into this topping is 1 cup of fresh cranberries. Now, if you only have frozen cranberries, that is fine as well. So those are just going to go in there, and they're going to get mixed up. This is kind of like making a streusel or a crumble, but just using a little bit different ingredients here. No, sweet potatoes are one of those ingredients or one of those dishes that make it to many holiday tables. Most of the time I've seen it or served it with the sweet potatoes and the brown sugar, cinnamon, of course topped with the marshmallows, and that just all cooked together that way. This is just a little bit different take, and you see those cranberries just kind of give it that little extra color. Looks like little Christmas balls in there. So I think that is mixed up good. That butter is incorporated with that brown sugar and those pretzels. So we're going to set this aside and put together our ingredients with the sweet potatoes. This is approximately 2.5 pounds of sweet potatoes. If you buy them canned in the store, that is perfectly fine. Mine are ones that I canned myself over the summer. And I am just going to beat these up until they're smooth, and then we'll add the other ingredients. Okay, and to these sweet potatoes that we've gotten beaten here, I'm going to put in about 5 ounces or so of evaporated milk. This is a 12-ounce can, so I don't need that whole thing. A half a cup of sugar, another half cup of butter, or 1 stick, and about a teaspoon of vanilla extract, or whatever your favorite extract is. Then I'm going to beat all of that together. Okay, this is all creamed together, and now I'm going to put it, I have a shallow casserole dish. It's about, probably about 2 quart. I'm going to put the sweet potatoes in there, and then we're going to get them topped. Isn't that a pretty color? It screams Thanksgiving, doesn't it? That beautiful color. So let's get our topping onto this. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my measuring cups here and just use it to help sprinkle that out on there, because I know how I am about making messes. If I try to dump that bowl up there, I'll probably have more of it on the cabinet than I will on the sweet potatoes. So just gonna do it this way. You know, sometimes you just got to know your limitations, and my limitations for gracefulness in the kitchen is, yeah, not the highest marks. So it's coming together pretty though, isn't it? And those cranberries, I don't know if you've ever cooked fresh cranberries. Once I learned, you know, when I was a kid growing up, we had the cranberry sauce out of a can, and I thought that was the only way you could eat. I thought that was cranberry sauce. I thought that was the only way you could get it. And one year there was cranberries on sale, not that many years ago. There were cranberries on sale at the store, and I decided, well, I saw a recipe for making your own cranberry sauce, and so I thought I would give it a try. And I did, and I have not eaten store-bought cranberry sauce since then, because why? It is so wonderful and fresh and just tastes amazing. So these little cranberries, as they get in there and cook, they are going to pop open, and that lovely cranberry juice is going to go down in amongst the rest of that topping, and that butter and brown sugar and pretzels. Gonna give it that sweet, salty, tangy goodness on top of those sweet potatoes. I've got the oven set at 350. Gonna pop them in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes. Gonna bring it out, and we're gonna try some of this bubbly goodness. So let's get it in the oven. Great day in the morning. This looks amazing. It looks so good, but you know, what's the old saying? Proof's in the pudding. So let's give it a try, because I want to taste it with that cranberries in there and the sweet potatoes, and of course the sweet potatoes, and the pretzels and the brown sugar and the butter and all the good stuff. So let me give it a try. Okay, I've just got this to say. I'm not a huge pretzel fan. Now my husband, that's the only reason we have pretzels in his house, because he loves pretzels. And I have to say that this has to be the best use for pretzels that I've found as a non-pretzel person, because wow, those make some really good. I'm thinking of all these things that I could use to make this toppings for, because that is really good. Yes. Those pretzels with that tang of the cranberries and that sweet of the brown sugar, and of course butter. Who doesn't like, well, some people don't like butter, but I would not be among that crowd. But I'm telling you, this is something I like. I don't know if you'll like it or not, but the only way you'll know is to give it a try. So I'll have the ingredients listed down below. If you give this a try, let me know what you think. And as always, please like, subscribe, and share. And I'm going to finish eating my sweet potatoes and wishing you a wonderful day. Love y'all. Mountain Patriot Homestead, signing out.